With my people, okay, I don't really know if I should say Thebwane, but originally I was born in Venda, in a remote village called Hamolima. I am 26, actually. So I've been watching a couple of videos on YouTube in the past week. Then I just come to a conclusion where, like, I just realized that a lot of people, yeah, those that are not like way not too far from, like, they've been struggling. You understand? So basically, what's been happening is when people start businesses, the one thing that they don't really pay attention to is marketing. Everybody gets caught up in the high that they have registered a company, and yeah, that's just about it. Like, they hope that no, they can lure clients, but as to how they have to do that, it's a mystery. And I feel like almost each and every person, like a lot of people that actually get into business, they all follow like doing marketing. Like, you do like your business cards, you walk around looking for clients. That's like 100 of you doing the same thing. And the one thing that I've always said about marketing is that marketing comprises of marketing has it's more of a spiritual thing, because you're connecting with people, you're attracting people to connect with your personality, because your business has your personality. So then now, if people can connect with you or can connect with your business, then it's a bit, you know what I mean? And then now, I've also learned that, like, a lot of people get into business because they doing, like, those type of, like, what do you call them, hand to mouth type of businesses. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that go hand in hand with marketing. You can do, like, the user your first things first. I think, like, you should have, like, your branding by far. It's the most important thing. You need to brand your business. Number two, um brand association. It's also vital, depending on the type of business. But then, my specialty is I like clothing business. Like, I own a brand. So brand association, brand identity, and the story behind your brand mainly attracts people. You understand? So on top of that, people um, fall in love with the story. They fall in love with the story behind your brand. They just don't fall in love with your brand because, like, there's too many brands out there. So the story behind your brand is what attracts people. And now, marketing strategies for basic businesses. I mean, like, come on. We know that you're gonna put out flyers, you're gonna put up posters, you're gonna put up, what you call these things. You're gonna put up, like, banners. You wanna do these things. But I've always said that, like, if you wanna do, like, digital stuff, the hype on your social media should always complement the hype on the ground. And now, all these things, they require consistency. So you need to be consistent with what you're doing. And on top of that, never overfeed people. Always know your limit when you're trying to tell people a story or when you're trying to communicate a certain message. And on top of that, um, how can I put it? You should never seem to be desperate. People don't buy into desperation, man. Because, like, most of you people that actually get into the clothing business, some of them, they get caught up with, you find that, like, but I feel like sometimes it just depends on the type of brand that you're trying to build. If you're trying to build some form of a premium brand, uh, then you might have to do things different. And then now, if you're just trying to build some quick cash type of brand, like, your mediocre type of brand where you're just using cheap material, cheap whatever's, and you're selling it for cheap numbers, like, for cheap, you're doing it for cheap numbers so that you can make quick money, quick buck, then yeah, I don't think marketing should be what you actually stress about. You understand? But now, if you're trying to build a premium brand, the one thing that you should focus on is the lifespan of your brand. That's the one thing that you should always protect at all times. You understand? Because like now, it's like you're trying to build a generational type of thing. You understand? So um, don't overdo things, but then now you move with the time. Like you don't just fall into whatever trend that's coming. You remain consistent, you remain bold, and you do things in your own terms. So you dictate to the market. You understand? The market doesn't dictate you because then now, ish, you're gonna fall short. You're gonna jump off the wagon. Like you're gonna fall off the wagon actually. Yeah, those are basic marketing tips. So some of the things that you should pay attention to if you're getting into clothing. Photography, one essential part. You should conduct proper photo shoots. On top of that, you should clothe the right people. Get your brand ambassadors, your social media influencers. At least if a person has 3,000 followers, at least that's that's a basic, that's a standard for starters. And on top of that, if you can get what's this in terms of designs, always pay attention to the type of flyers that they design for you. You understand? Never go for the glitzy, shiny type of vibes. Simplicity is the best thing ever. So the simpler, the better. You understand? And on top of that, the other thing that you can also pay attention to, communicate with your local, you know, popular people. They might not be on social media, but then now they travel a lot, like your local DJs. Yeah, you can hook them up with a cap or a t-shirt to rock. Yeah. And then now on top of that, try okay, it's not really a lot of people told me that it's not advisable for yourself to wear your own brand, but then I believe that you need to be an ambassador of your own brand because you know your brand better than any other person. So basically, yeah. So and then word of mouth. Word of mouth is one hell of a. It's very powerful because like I knew Nike through someone who told me like, yo, there's this brand called Nike. When I was growing up, there's a sneaker. Like I bought a different type of sneaker, and he said, no, bro, there's a better sneaker called Nike. So I feel like if people start conversating about you and your brand, just know that you're actually making progress. Yeah, yeah. Okay, me, I'm done. Okay.